Good evening, boys and girls. Shall we start?
Good evening, sir. Let's start. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let
Evening,
them
sir.
join later on. So, we have been learning about cropping patterns in India. What are the different types of crops grown in India? We'll be learning, in this session. So, let me present. Last time we talked about 3 cropping seasons in India. Those are Rabi, Kharif, Zaid. And what are the crops grown in those seasons we have learned earlier. So today we shall take up the major crops grown in India. So crops grown in India can be categorized into 2: food crops, and the other one is known as the non-food crops. And again, among the food crops, we have cereals, we have pulses, we have oil seeds. Okay, see, in India, the major crops grown are given here. See, rice, wheat, millet, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oilseed, cotton, and jute. So now we shall discuss about these crops. Okay. So when we discuss about a crop, we shall learn what are the geographical requirements for growing that particular crop, in which areas this type of crop is grown. Okay, so first let us take up rice. And rice, actually, this is the staple food crop of majority of people in India. Staple food crop means most important crop. Okay, the most important food crop of India. And India is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. Okay, however, due to large number of population, India is also a good consumer. Okay, is a big consumer of rice. And about these geographical requirements for growing rice, okay, it is mentioned here. See, number 1 point is that about climate and season. See, rice is a kharif crop. Do you remember what kharif crop is? In which season so I have already told you about the 3 cropping seasons: Rabi, Kharif, and Zaid. So in which season rice is grown? In which cropping season? Anybody?
Sharif.
Okay, it is already mentioned here. Okay, it is a kharif crop, and actually this crop, kharif crop, is grown when the monsoon rain arrives. Okay, so this kharif crop is grown on the onset of monsoon. Actually, it is in the month of June, July. Okay, and rice requires high temperature above 25 degrees Celsius, And about the moisture, about the rainfall, rice requires high humidity with a rainfall, with the annual rainfall of above 100 centimeter. Actually, in some cases it requires more water. Okay, sometimes it requires more than 150 centimeters of rainfall in a year. And in the areas of less rainfall, okay, irrigation is done. Now let us see more about this rice cultivation. Okay, so here we have geographical requirements and areas of production of rice, okay, given here. As already mentioned, rice is grown in tropical humid areas. It is grown in hot areas. And about the season, it is a kharif crop. Then another important requirement is here. It is successfully grown from sea level to about 2000 meters altitude above the sea level. So rice can be grown at the sea level. At the coastal area, we can grow rice. In the low-lying area, we can grow rice. And we can grow rice up to the height of 2000 meters from the sea level. That means we can grow rice on the slope of the mountain also. Okay. Then another requirement is here. It requires areas having minimally temperature of 24 degrees Celsius or more, or 25 degrees Celsius. In the examination, this plus minus or 1-2 degrees Celsius is okay. Okay, it is different according to different books. Then about the rainfall, average rainfall of 150 centimeter is required for rice. Average, okay, average rainfall of 150, and if less than 150, then irrigation is required. And about the soil condition, okay, what type of soil is best suited for the growing of rice? Deep, fertile, clayey or loamy soils. Actually, these are subtypes of alluvial soil. Okay, alluvial soil, you know, the soil which we find in the river valleys, in the plain areas or in the coastal areas. Okay, the gray color soils which we see in the plain areas, in the river valleys. So here the soil should be deep, okay, thick and fertile, clay or loamy. It may contain more clay or it may contain more silk. Okay, and these are very good for rice cultivation. And about the labor, actually for the growing of rice, we need a lot of this manual labor. Okay, because most of the work like this transplantation, then weeding, then this tracing, harvesting, all winnowing, all these are mainly done by hand, okay, in the developing countries. And about the rice growing regions, we have some major stats given here. West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. Now let us see what is mentioned in the book. Okay, see here. I think you are seeing this a scene of this rice cultivation here. See, so this is a rice field, and this one, see, ready to be harvested. Okay, I think all of you have seen about rice cultivation, about the methodology. All of us have known also. And this map shows, okay, major rice growing areas. See here, we have this Assam, then West Bengal, okay, here, then Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, then coastal states like Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, then Tamil Nadu. See here in the west coast also rice is grown. In Punjab, Haryana and the western UP also rice is grown. Okay, there we have learned earlier that rice is grown mainly for selling, okay, and not for eating. Cultivation of rice in Punjab, Haryana and western UP is commercial. That we have learned earlier. Then about again the growing regions, I also mentioned the stats. Here the regions are grown, rice is grown in the plains of north and northeastern India. That is Ganga Plain, okay, Ganga Plain and northeastern state to India, then coastal areas and the deltas of big rivers. And about this growing of rice in the northwestern part of India, okay, the reason is given here. How can rice be grown in Punjab, Haryana, then western UP and northern part of Rajasthan is given here. So it is possible because of this development of dense network of canal irrigation and tube wells. Okay, so in this region, development of dense network of canal irrigation and tube wells in this region have made it possible to grow, okay, rice in this area, even though there is a very low amount of rainfall. Which are the areas? So we have Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh and a part of Rajasthan. Okay, so in this state the rainfall is very low, so ranging between 50 to 75 only, but still rice is grown successfully using canal irrigation and tube wells. Okay, so this is about rice cultivation. Any question from you? Are you clear? David, what does it mean? David, what does TT mean? Okay, shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So another important food crop, okay, cereal, say rice, wheat, these are known as cereal, okay, is wheat, and wheat is the second most important cereal crop in India after rice. We have learned that rice is the most important food crop, staple food crop, eaten by most of the Indians. Okay, and wheat is the second most important crop, and it is mainly grown, okay, in the north and the northwestern part of India. And there in the north and the northwestern part, wheat is the main food crop. Okay, wheat is the staple food crop in the north and the northwestern part of India. And about the geographical requirements, see, Rabi crop, this is a Rabi crop, okay, this is a Rabi crop, means growing in winter season and harvested in summer, right? So is actually this crop requires a cool growing season, that is in winter. The growing of crops start in the winter season. And about the sunshine, okay, and temperature, so a bright sunshine at the time of ripening is required, okay, means when it is to be harvested there should be bright sunshine. Then rainfall, about rainfall, say 50 to 75 centimeters annual rainfall. That also should be evenly distributed over the growing season. The rainfall must be uniformly distributed, okay, in the growing season, and it must be around 50 to 75. That is moderate amount of this rainfall. And about the these geographical requirements, okay, let us see more about geographical requirements. See more about geographical requirements and the area of production of wheat. As mentioned in the book, wheat is grown in the temperate zone, okay, in the cooler areas. Temperate zone, you know, do you remember the heat zones? So these are the areas between tropics, okay, between the tropics and these 66 half degree north and the south, okay, and it is a rabi crop. Okay, this about the heat zone, do you remember? About tropical zone, torrid zone, temperate zone, frigid zone, do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, I think you may be say it is not circular actually. Okay, I will use this. And see, this is equator, let us say, okay. Then this is the tropic of Cancer. This is the tropic of Capricorn, and this is 66 half degree north, and this is 66 half degree south, okay. Let us say this is equator, and here this is 23, okay, 23 this half degree, just let it be, okay. And here this is 66, okay. This is around 66 half degree, 66 half degree. And so you have known that this is equator, and this is the tropic of Cancer, this is tropic of Capricorn, and this is Antarctic circle, and this is Arctic circle. And between the tropics here, so this is known as what? Areas between the two tropics, areas between the tropic of Cancer and the Capricorn.
Equatorial region.
Okay, or tropical region, okay. Torrid region, then tropical region, or near equator it is no equator region. And between the tropic of Cancer and this Arctic circle here, and this area, okay, between the tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic circle, it is known as temperate, okay. This is known as temperate. And the last one, okay, these are known as frigid zones, okay, the areas within the Arctic circles and Antarctic circles. And about the landform and altitude, see, wheat is cultivated up to 2,700 meters above the sea level. Wheat can be cultivated up to 2,700 meters above the sea level. Means since wheat requires low temperature, okay, we can go further upwards. We can climb up the mountain. You know, when we climb up a mountain, then temperature is decreasing. So since wheat requires less temperature, we can go up further for growing wheat. Okay, that means say we can grow up to 2,700 meters. Unlike rice, for the rice it is only up to 2,000 meters above the sea level. And about the temperature, see, It requires 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius at the time of sowing, and 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius at the time of ripening, and harvesting. Okay, and rainfall, moderate amount rainfall, 50 to 75 centimeters of rainfall is required. About the soil types, hilly drain, loam and clay loam are considered ideal for wheat cultivation. Actually, for cultivation of wheat, again, alluvial soil is best suited, and for the among the alluvial soil also, these loam soil or clay loam. Okay, so there must be good proportion of clay and this loam, that is silk, is required. Growing regions, see, growing states were Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. Now let us go to a book. About the growing zones, we have two important wheat growing zones in India. Okay, the first one is the Ganga Satluj plain, that is the northwestern part of India, that Punjab, Haryana area, Rajasthan area. Then another one is in the south, that is black soil region of the Deccan. And important stats mentioned here in the book. Okay, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Rajasthan. Let us see map India once. See here. So this is these wheat growing areas. Okay, major wheat growing areas. We have this Punjab, northern part of Rajasthan, Haryana, then western western UP. Okay, then Uttarakhand area, then northern part of Madhya Pradesh. So these are the important areas. Okay, and this photograph shows this wheat cultivation. Okay, a photograph of wheat cultivation. So any question about this wheat cultivation, about wheat?
No, sir.
Okay, then let us proceed. Here next important cereal is given here, millets. Okay, millet is also a type of cereal. It is known as coarse grain, and we have three types of millets grown in India. Those are jawar, bajra and ragi. So these are the three important millets grown in India, and they are known as coarse grain, as I told you. And these millets have very high nutritional value. Millets have very high nutritional value. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, then calcium, other micronutrients and ruggase. Okay, ruggase means fiber. So it contains lots of minerals like iron, calcium, then micronutrients and fiber, ruggase. Okay, and about this jawar. Jawar is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production. In terms of area and production, jawar is the third most important food crop in India. The first important one is rice, second one is wheat, and third one is jawar. Then about the requirements, okay, geographical requirement, it is a rain-fed crop. Irrigation is not required. Okay, it is a rain-fed crop, mostly grown in moist areas, in the areas where the soil has the moisture, which hardly needs irrigation. Means irrigation does not require. Okay, which hardly needs irrigation. Irrigation is not required for growing jawar. And major jowar producing states are these: Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh. And next we have bajra. Okay, see about the geographical requirements of bajra. Bajra grows well on sandy soils and shallow black soil. Okay, bajra can be grown in the sandy soil, that is in the desert areas, in the desert and the semi-desert areas also bajra can be grown, because sandy soils are mainly found in the desert and the semi-desert areas. Okay, and in the shallow black soils in the south, in Maharashtra and Karnataka also. Then major bajra producing states are this: Rajasthan, okay, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Haryana. So this is about bajra. Next, the third important millet, ragi. So it is a crop of dry season and grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy, and shallow black soil. That means ragi can be grown in any type of soil and under the very hard condition. Okay, so it can be grown in a very dry region also. Without irrigation, it can be grown in a very dry condition, and it can be grown in any type of these soils, like maybe red, black, sandy, loamy, shallow black. Okay, and major ragi producing states are this: Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so this is about millets. So any question regarding millets? Any question about millets?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Then we have another important food crop, that is maize. Okay, it is known as corn in USA. And so most important feature of this crop is that it is a crop which is used both as food and fodder. Okay, maize is the crop which is used as a food for the human beings and a fodder for the animals. Sometimes it is asked in exam also. Okay, name the crop which is used both as food and fodder. So your answer must be maize. And about geographical requirements, see, it is a kharif crop. It is grown in the kharif season, that is on the with the onset of the monsoon. And about temperature, okay, and about this temperature, see, it requires say high temperature, okay, between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. And types of soil grows well in all alluvial soil, that is Vangar. Okay, and sometimes in some states like Bihar, it is also grown in the Rabi season. Okay, in states like Bihar, maize is grown in winter season. Okay, and one of the most important features of this maize cultivation is that use of modern inputs, okay, such as ISYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds, then fertilizer, then irrigation have contributed to the increasing production of maize. Okay, so the production of maize has been increasing in some areas due to use of modern inputs such as ISYV seed, fertilizer, and irrigation. Okay, and important maize producing states are these: Karnataka, then Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So these are the major maize producing states in India, and here is a scene of maize cultivation. This is harvesting of maize in India. Okay, and next we have other important this food crop, that is pulses. And see here, one important statement is given here. India is the largest producer as well as consumer of pulses in the world. India is the largest producer of pulses, okay, as well as the consumer in the world. Do you know what can be the reason for this? It is said that India is the largest producer as well as consumer of these pulses in the world. Any idea, boys and girls?
No, sir.
Okay, so it is also mentioned here. See, most of the Indians, okay, most of the Indians are these vegetarians, okay, here. And these pulses are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. Okay, see, most of the Indians are vegetarian, and for the vegetarian, these pulses are the major source of protein, and that is why India is one of the largest consumer of pulses in the world. Okay, and so major pulses grown in India are given here. See, tur, also known as arhar, then urad, moong, masoor, peas, and gram. Now see, one signpost question is here. See, can you distinguish which of these pulses are grown in Kharif season and which are grown in Rabi season? Now tell me. So among these pulses, can you identify which are grown in Kharif season and which are grown in Rabi season? Just tell me some pulses which are grown in Kharif. Yes.
Peace.
Which one?
Peace.
Peas in which season?
Gram.
Gram. Peas and a gram in which season? Rabi or Kharif?
Kharif.
Kharif?
Rice.
Yes. Then tell me.
Rice.
Yes. See, peas and gram, actually, okay, peas and a gram, these are mainly grown in Rabi season, okay. These are mainly grown in Rabi season. And masoor also, okay. Masoor also, actually, masoor grows in the months of October, November. So we can say this masoor, peas, and gram are these Rabi crops, and the remaining crops, pulses, okay, tur, urad, moong. So these are Kharif, okay, Kharif crops. Tur, urad, moong. These are Kharif crop. Tur, actually, this is not a leguminous crop. This is a small tree. This is a plant, okay. From which these beans, okay, are born. And see here, importance of pulses, okay, importance or significance of pulses mentioned here. See, pulses need less moisture and survive even in dry condition. Okay, this is about the requirements and as well as the importance also. So pulses can be grown in any place. Okay, so in the rice field also we can grow pulses on the bunds. Okay, it can be grown anywhere. Since it requires less moisture, it requires less water, and even in the dry condition also we can grow pulses. And another important point here, okay, significance or importance of pulses is here. Being leguminous crops, all these crops except arhar help in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. Okay, so it tells the importance of pulses in restoring the soil fertility. You know, most of the pulses are leguminous crop, creepers, except arhar. Arhar, as I told you, this is a small tree. In Manipuri, we call it mairongbi. Okay, and except arhar, all other are leguminous crops, and that is why these leguminous crops help in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. See, in the roots of this leguminous crop, a kind of bacteria is present known as rhizobium. Okay, and this bacteria known as rhizobium help in fixing the nitrogen present in the atmosphere into the soil, and hence the fertility of the soil is increased. Okay, so growing of pulses is very important to increase the fertility of the soil, and that is why these pulses are mostly grown in rotation with the other crops. So after growing rice, or sometimes we are growing pulses, then after pulses another vegetables, like that. We better to grow on rotation basis. Okay, and about the producing states, major pulse producing states in India are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Karnataka. So these are the important pulse producing states in India. Okay, so any question about the growing of pulses or growing of millets?
Sir, what is leguminous?
What is leguminous?
Leguminous.
Actually, these are creepers. Okay, these are creepers. Leguminous crops, here it refers to the creepers. Okay, and it helps in the fixing of nitrogen. Okay, from the atmosphere into the soil. And leguminous crop here means the crops which are this creeping on something. Okay, or it is a creeper. Okay, see, let us see the real meaning also. Okay, leguminous means relating or consisting legumes. So what are legumes? See, an erect or climbing bean or pea plant of the family. Okay, Leguminosae. Actually, this is a climbing. Okay, climbing bean or a creeper. Okay, and the fruit or seed of any of various bean or pea plant consisting of a cast that splits along both sides when ripe and having the seeds attached to one side of the cast. So this is another meaning of this leguminous. Okay, Actually, leguminous is the adjective form of legumes. And legumes, actually, it simply refers to the creepers. Okay, creepers. Creepers. That creeper means any plant that grows by creeping. Okay, on the ground. On the ground, or maybe on something, maybe on a small tree, or maybe on a pole. Okay, that is creeper. So leguminous means, leguminous crops here means okay, the creeping crops.
Yes, sir.
Any other question? Any other? Okay, then if you don't have any question, let us stop here for today. As usual, please leave your names in the WhatsApp group for attendance. Thank you very much for joining my class. Thank you.